Okay, I want to welcome you to this week's Wednesday webinar. This week, I will be talking about curriculum presentation tools. I should introduce myself. I'm Molly Aschoff, the Distance Learning Coordinator and Media Specialist here at ESU8. And I've done a few presentations or webinars in the first semester on blended learning and flipped learning. Well, I want to highlight some curriculum presentation tools that would work great with either one of those situations. These tools are great for presenting content to students, and a lot of times I hear people say, well, I don't do flipped learning because I don't know if they're going to watch the videos, or I don't do blended learning because I can't tell if they read through the content and did the watch the video. Well, these tools allow you to monitor that. They have built-in formative assessment pieces. That way you can monitor and see how your students are doing. Some are a little bit more in depth, do a better job of it than others. But the three I'm going to highlight, I'll probably mention a few others, but the three I'm going to highlight are BlendSpace. I like BlendSpace because you can use websites, video, PDF of like a Word document, all of that together in one spot. Edpuzzle is a way that if you assign a video to a student, you can monitor how they're doing. You can put some formative assessment built into the video. And eduCanon is very similar. So it might just be a preference of what you like. One is a little bit easier to access as a student. You don't have to, I take that back. You have to create accounts for both of them. But one sets it more up like a classroom and assigns it. And the other one, if the student just logs in, then they can get access to it. So just a little preference type thing. So I am going to show you most of these by sharing my screen. So I will do that now. All right, let me find, here we go. Don't need that. All right, I'm going to start with BlendSpace because that was the first one in my list. And BlendSpace looks like this. It's just www.blendspace.com. And here it says create lessons in 5 minutes. And literally you can do that. What I like about BlendSpace is it's more than just a video and adding some formative assessment. You can put in websites that you maybe want students to view. You can add a quiz. You could put in a document that maybe you have prepared that you want them to read, or it could be the procedures to an experiment, and maybe they watch a little video on it. But you'll see as I'm going through this, it's a little bit more like one whole assignment or even unit of study can be put together. It's a little bit bigger picture, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you would have to sign up. Of course, it's free to sign up. It helps. I'm just going to go through here. You can organize, you can access it, you can track it. So you can keep track of how students do. Some teachers are using it for flipped learning, for project-based learning, and differentiated instruction. And all three of those are pieces of blended learning. That's why I really like BlendSpace. And they've got great tutorials also to help you figure out how to use BlendSpace. It is Android, it is mobile devices, and it's web-based, so you could also use it with Chromebook. So you would need to sign up or log in. And I'm going to take you to one that I have created so you can kind of get an idea of it. And then we'll show you how easy it is to create one. So I have created some that I'm going to use with a group that I'm meeting with in a week or so. And so I'm logged in, so it took me right to this. But if you were a student, you would have to log in, create a login. You can use your Google account, you could use the Facebook account. If students have a school account, school Google account, that's excellent. Then I'm going to push play here. Now you see these, I just have 3 squares here. You could do more, and we'll get into that. And since this is the teacher mode, it shows the edit and everything right here, but students wouldn't be able to edit or make a copy of it, but they would play it. So this I just put it as my cover page. It's a blended learning environment, out with the old, in with the new. A title page, you could give some instructions here. Tell them, you know, they have 2 weeks to work through this BlendSpace module, whatever you want. You can add comments here. Students can add comments here as long as they're logged in. Then I forward, and it leaves a video. So this video is 3 minutes, and it's on the environment, learning environment. We'll watch a little bit of it here.
Classrooms have not changed a lot in how a lot of people do things. Flashpoint is a digital arts and entertainment school where we study recording arts, visual effects, film, broadcast, and game development.
Well, the world has changed, and this generation is so connected. They're on Facebook, they're in email, they're Twittering, they're messaging each other all day long.
You have to educate to that connection in order to work collaboratively these days.
Oh, collaboration's big time.
I really feel that I learn best with collaborating.
So from the word go, we were, working in small units. We can't simply give students information, have them look stuff up in books, and test them on it. That's not enough.
I'm in the driver's seat, and you're telling me how to do it, I'll pick it up right away.
It is a dialogue. We share with them, they share back.
It's always a give and take with the instructor, Ideas get bounced around a lot, there's a lot of conversation.
The main reason why they learn better is because they're engaged. Flexibility is key to what we do here.
It is important for us to be able to move our classrooms from a lecture situation to a small group situation to a circle.
Furniture like this is really interesting. I love the fact that it's got the wheels.
Hey, I can roll around. Cool. I've never seen that in like a chair table combination before, and I think it's really neat. I love the swivel too. As you can tell, I keep swiveling.
I like the fact that it flexes a lot. I have to be moving, so I fidget in my chair, and this gives me that ability that I can be paying attention and fidget a little bit.
I like the fact that there is automatically a space for materials.
All of our people carry laptops, sometimes have cameras, other equipment.
I like the idea that you can put your crap underneath it, because I have a bag just full.
And the ability to just plop this in here, to move and not carry everything around, it's pretty neat.
I like that the surface area is actually big enough for my laptop and writing on at the same time.
It's really convenient. Look at that.
That's really handy. The fact that you can do so much with it is really kind of cool.
I guess what I really like about it is that it conforms to you and that you don't have to conform to it. It's very flexible.
Comfortable, it fits to me. And as a lefty, this is good. It's very new age, I guess. An Apple sort of feel, I guess. I love this little rig. This is great.
All right, a couple things about that video. It is obviously an advertisement for Node chairs. They're kind of an expensive little chair, but you can see the benefits of it. It's very nice. If you like those flexible working arrangements in your classroom, they would be wonderful. I'm hoping to get a couple, not that that has anything to do with my presentation, but that schools could at least see what they're like. But So they watch the video, and then I have a question here. What are your thoughts about having node chairs in your classroom? This is actually for teachers and administrators that I've created this for. So they can add a comment. And then as the teacher, the person that created this, I can come back in and see the comments. They do have to be logged in order to see comments. So then I forward it again, and then there's a quiz. So I take the quiz. Blended learning environments foster collaboration. The node share allows all of the above, and I think they're about that much. So I submit it, I got them all right, and that's the end at this point. So pretty simple. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to create one. So I'm going to go back here to this where we were at. I'm going to log in. It remembers me. And I've got a couple other ones here. And if you notice that I have them kind of separated, and I was trying to figure out and testing, like if I made a class and I would send it out to an individual class, what that would look like. And so that's why I made the blended learning class. But I'm just going to start a new lesson. We'll put it in the personal lessons. Otherwise, it would go in my blended learning class, which you put in algebra class, science class, whatever you would like. It's very much a drag and drop. So this is the first box, and I would probably put something to introduce what it is. So I'm going to add some text here, and I'm just going to center it, make it fairly large, and I don't know, we'll call this the Civil War. Oops. Civil War unit. All right. And it's going to see about making it. There we go. All right, so there's my first little box. Second one, I can add text, I can add a quiz, I could drop in a resource, or I can search over here. And so it's about the Civil. All right, so here's some videos on the Civil War. Here's Lego American Civil War. I don't know, I'm just going to pick that one. Or I can preview it. Okay, I decide it's what I want. So then I can just drag it over there, and there it is. I can also give instructions. Oops. Watch this video and make comments. Okay. So then let's say I want to go out to the internet and here I want to go to Google and search Civil War. There's images. Maybe we're going to compare and contrast the flags. All right, so I could give them instructions on that. I also want to go and add some websites. Let's see. Preview this. All right, this looks, we'll say it looks good. So I'm going to add that one there, and back here I'm going to say compare and contrast the flags of each side of the union. Okay, and I might here upload a compare and contrast chart. Let's see if I can just find one of those. No. All right. Well, if I had it on my desktop, I could upload it from my desktop and do it that way. Oh, let's see what else. Maybe we want another video on the ending of the Civil War. Okay, here we have this at the Appomattox Courthouse. I'm going to use that one. All right, and I'm going to end with a quiz. So I asked the question. Colors of the Civil War. Gray and blue. Oops. Black and white. Red, white, and blue. All right. So I make that, oh, and you know what? I could edit that quiz and add a lot more. I should have just went down and added another question. So, but that's good for now. All right, so now I can play it to see what it's going to look like. Please work through this module. Captain America trailer, but I think it's our...
Yeah.
Obviously not a very good video, but I think it's our...
People can't be matched.
Maybe it's not our Lego movie.
Isn't that the why we fight so we can?
Okay, obviously I should have previewed that better. It was supposed to be the Lego movie on the Civil War. So they watched that. Here it says Civil War. See, this is highlighted, so there's a comment box. And it says compare and contrast the flags of each state of the Union. I can add my comments. I go on. I open this in a new tab. It's going to tell me about the flags. I can read through that and watch the last video. And then there's my quiz. I take my quiz. I submit it. And I can view my results, or I can take it over or finish. So I can do a couple different things. I can share this with this blended learning class, or I can copy the URL and just have kids go to that. They are still going to have to log in, but I can also, make a QR code or whatever I want. So there's a lot of different ways to share it. The privacy of it, who can view this? I have anyone, but only people with the link, and my students is probably what you want to do. Mine was set at anyone because I was going to share with a group of people. And which resources can be copied from this lesson? Maybe for copyright purposes, you want to say only public. Maybe you want to say none. You don't want them to take that quiz and then share it later or something with someone else. So that's up to you. I can introduce or invite co-authors. If you are working with another teacher, or if you want your students to create something, they could be collaborating together, kind of like a Google Doc here. So there's BlendSpace, and it's really that simple to create I don't know, a module or whatever you want to call this. All right, I'm going to go on, and the next one I'm going to go to is Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle, you can make any video your lesson, is what it talks about. Now, Edpuzzle, you're basically just going to be putting in formative assessment for a video. You don't have the extra little boxes like the BlendSpace. So maybe you, in your LMS, you link out that you want students to watch this video and the quiz in it, and you will have them go to it from your other instructions, or maybe you had other information you've presented to them. But you can add voice, you can crop the video, upload your videos, embed quizzes, all those things. And I'll show you a demo, and then I'll show you how to make one. So go to my demo here. I better copy my code first. All right. I am actually, I already logged in. Oh, I'm as the teacher. Let me log out and go to my student class. I've got a student account too, so I'm going to log in. Okay, it looks, oh, maybe I was there. It just says the teacher is Molly Aschoff, and I'm in this NNC blended group. That's the name of my class. And so here's my assignments. Kind of looks like a little bit like an LMS upcoming. And if I have anything passed, I can see my status here. So I'm just my assignment, so I'm going to click on it. Oh, I've already turned it in. Let's see if it'll let me review. Okay. So what you're going to see, where these, like this yellow little boxes and these green boxes, I've added this to this video. So we'll just quick go through it.
According to ESU 8 Bright Bytes Clarity data, under beliefs, how students feel about using technology in learning and daily life, 73% agree it enhances both.
So then it stops and has a question. What are some ways we can prepare students for these up and coming jobs? And my answer when I went through this before was make them independent. But the cool thing is you cannot go on and proceed through the rest of the video until you answer. So you would have to type it in answer and then submit it and then push continue. So then stops and another question says, what one of those words that just flashed by caught your attention most? And I put collaboration. And you see this, it says rewatch. So if I didn't catch it, I can go back and rewatch. All right. And so that's what Edpuzzle does. And I am going to go back in and log in as the teacher on my teacher account. And I think I'm logged in with Google for my teacher account. Yep. All right, so I'll show you how easy it is to make one of these. And so I am going to my content here. This is how I assigned it. I assigned it to that class. We'll come back to there, but I'm going to create. And I can create a video just from, if you've got a webcam built into your camera, do that. Or I'm going to, in this case, upload a video, and that's what I did before. So I need to select videos. I do not have one. I need to go out to Google. So let's see if I can move this. Let me open this up here and go to YouTube. And today we'll do this on solar system. All right, National Geographic, 28 minutes. I don't want that. Learning about the planets in our solar system, 20 minutes. Trying to find something a little bit shorter. We'll do this 7-minute one. That's probably more doable to have a student watch that than
the solar system.
Okay. So grab that. Okay, now we'll go back here and okay. If I had gone to, let me show you that. If I had gone instead of upload a video, that's as if I had made it myself. All right, the new videos, if I go here, there I can search YouTube, Khan Academy, TED Ed, all of these places. TeacherTube, I could search, and they have some here. Let's see if that will take me.
The solar.
Yep. All right, so now what can we do here? And on that first page, there's some great tutorial videos. And I Googled it and watched some YouTube tutorials also. But you can crop a video. You can add a voice comment, like I added the Bright Byte information. You can add an audio note, or you can add quizzes or questions. So let's go here a little bit.
The solar system consists of the sun and its planetary system of 8 planets, their moons, and other objects, including asteroids and meteors.
Okay, so I might stop there and put in a quiz. And I really don't want it to show me that, but oh, I'm supposed to put, got it. Oh, there's my question box. So I can do an open-ended question or a multiple choice. And I'm just going to do multiple choice. Planets are there. 7. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong answer. 5, 8. Okay. And I can preview it, and I can save it, and then continue.
Our planet Earth is among one of the 8 planets that revolve around the sun. It's called a solar system because the word solar means relating to the sun. And since the sun is the center of most parts of the system, it is called the solar system. Let's understand more about the planets and the sun. Objects seem to be smaller in size when they are seen from a great distance, but in reality are very huge and large. Similarly, the moon and stars are very big and huge in size, but appear to be small.
Okay, let's say I'm going to ask a question about the moon, and I'm going to ask let's do an open-ended question. Has a well, how about this? Would you like to land on the moon and explore it? Why? Okay.
In size to our eyes because they are very, very far away from the Earth. The distance between the objects in the solar system is so large that these numbers would run into the millions and billions of kilometers. Hence, they are measured with a specific unit called a light year. 1 light year is exactly 9,460,432,580,800 meters.
All right, I'm going to switch and make an audio comment. I have to allow my computers. Oh, this will not be on the test. Allow my computers. Oh, this will not be on the test.
The sun is only 140.
Okay, you get the idea. You can add those. Maybe they don't need the end of it. I can cut it. If I go back here to the scissors. Floating my sound. All right, so I could trim some of it, make it a little bit shorter. I'm going to make it right at 5 minutes. All right, so then it's all done. And I want to save it, and I'm going to, oops, it's in English. Save. And I want to say here that I can assign it to that NNNC blended group, or I can select a different one. I'd have to create it, and I can prevent skipping, so they can't skip a question. They have to answer a question before they can go on. And I can put in a due date if I would like. Save that assignment. I guess I'll put in a due date. All right, so I have now just assigned this assignment also. And so how can I give that to kids? I can manage my class by, there's a class code they can use here to get to it. I can also set up several classes. And I can share the assignment by embedding this code or giving them this URL. And so pretty simple that way too. All right, need to get going. eduCanon. eduCanon, it's free. It's interactive video in your hands. It's very much like Edpuzzle. Let me log in. Let's hope I used Google again. Yep. Oh. Okay. Yep. I'm logged in. All right. And the one I have to show you on eduCanon, it's on the learning environment in a blended learning classroom again. It's all kind of a common theme going on here. So I'm going to play it.
Eanes ISD is piloting flexible learning environments across the district to explore the connection between an active environment and a student's ability to pay attention and to...
So how would you define a flexible learning environment? Okay, this is like just a discussion. There isn't a place to type in an answer. This one, eduCanon, this is the free version that I'm using. There's a lot you can do. However, there's a lot more options in the paid one, and I think I looked it up, and it's $80 a year for a paid subscription to eduCanon, and the teacher's the only one that needs to subscribe to that. And so this one, I would just like discuss it, and then I would give it the thumbs up, and it'll let me go on.
And to see if these modern spaces can better meet the needs of the 21st century learner.
I think that the biggest fear for most of us doing this pilot was, are the kids going to go crazy? Teachers naturally...
Move it close here to my next one. There we go.
Flexibility for collaboration and independence.
All right, so this one has a multiple choice. The flexible learning environment fosters which of the following? Collaboration might foster the graying of a teacher's hair, but that's not widely advertised. So that's correct, and then I can go on.
And I think that plays out in a lot of different ways. I think it allows for easy collaboration with the kids, and it just allows them to pick the best learning environment for their bodies. They're able to move around the classroom openly, gives them a lot of chances to kind of recharge their body, and just allows them the natural...
Let's get closer to the end here. There's another...
And when we're finally done, you can just move them back to where they originally were.
You used to have just computers you can move around and here
and again, they look so cool. Aaron Chansey, Ames TV.
Oh, I missed the last one. All right, so you can basically do the same thing. Let's click to return. All right, I want to go, there we go. Well, that's not what I wanted either. Okay. So a new bulb, or here I can add a classroom, and that's where I would add my different classes. I can put in a student code, or I can give them a URL. So let's just add a new bulb here quick. So I can find videos on any of these places. Let's find one from Khan Academy this time. Integers. Okay, let me go back and see why I'm not on Khan Academy. Oh, maybe I am. How about we do the beauty of algebra? Just because, how long is it? 10 minutes? Oh, here's one. Ape clarification. We'll just, I don't know, use it. It does come from Khan Academy. All right, so I'm going to grab that up there, paste in my URL, and looks like I have no volume.
that was absolutely wrong. Apes have no tails, and it's actually one of the main distinguishing characteristics of apes.
All right, so then maybe I want to put in a question. Oh, that's not where I get a question. Add a question. It's right behind. There, I couldn't find it on my computer. Something was hiding it. So, oh, I must have to fill these fields out. Apes. Learn ape classification. Oh. Okay, now maybe it will. So I can do a multiple choice, check all that apply, reflective pause, free response. So let's and okay, I can add more, and I save it at that 21
Obviously
seconds.
other primates that also have no tails, but apes definitely have no tails. And just to clarify, there's kind of two families within apes, and their common names are the lesser apes and the great apes. And the lesser apes...
All right, so I'm going to preview it so you can see the question.
In the first video on evolution, I drew something that I called an ape, and then I drew a tail on it. And what I want to do in this video is clarify that that was absolutely wrong. Apes have no tails, and it's actually one of the main distinguishing characteristics of apes. There's obviously...
All right, so they're cute and they have no tails. And then I can go
see
on.
other primates that also have no tails, but apes definitely have no.
Okay, so I finished that video. Click to return. I think I clicked too many times. Go to my bulbs. Hopefully it saved. Oh, it did. It saved it right here. It's apes. All right, so now I can give it a due date. I can assign it to a classroom. I only have one classroom, so I have to set up my classrooms ahead of time, but I could assign it. Or it's automatically generated class, however I want to do it. And I can give it a date. I can edit it, or I can share and embed. When I do that, I can share it with my students, or I can share it with a unique list code or with my colleagues. Here I have a web link, or I can embed this if I have a website or something. So 3 very, very simple ways to add formative assessment into, let's stop sharing here for a second. Come back to my, oops. Okay, 3 simple tools that you can use quite quickly without a lot of time learning how to use them. You know, on their initial web pages when you log in or when you go to them, there's usually a video. Just look on YouTube for a tutorial. They're quite simple to use. Other things that you could use, SchoolTube is like a YouTube. You can upload your content in there. But if you have like several videos you want them to watch in like a progressive order, you can make it so they can't go on until they moderator or you approve them to go on. So you know that they're working through them in the way you want to. So that's kind of some neat features of SchoolTube. eduCreations is another one. It is also an app that you can get on an iPad, or you can just go to educreations.com, and it allows you to create lessons within it also. A couple others that I've used, showme.com. There's also an app for that for math classes. It's like a whiteboard on your computer, and you can work problems. You can record that with voice and the picture as you're doing them, so that's really nice. Those are just a couple of the other ones that you can use to present curriculum to your students, usually digital curriculum, and to add some formative assessment in there. If you have any questions or want more information on these tools, then just let me know and I'd be happy to help you. Have a great week.